So, yeah, my passion in human design is how do we turn it into something practical? How do we act on it? Which is, by the way, my Design Earth, the application, that's what it's all about. So I was always, whenever, when I encountered human design, I was always looking for ways of, okay, that's great, that's inspiring, but how do we make it into something that we can use in our everyday life? And that's why I want to talk today about the authority and how do you experience it? Where is it in your body? How do you know you're responding? How do you know you are emotionally clear? Or, how do you get this awareness? How do you know that your authority is telling you something? It doesn't send you an email. It doesn't text you on a cell phone. So how do you know that, right? So let me see. By the way, you can turn off the cameras and only the person that's speaking, me and somebody sometimes maybe, it's a little distracting, I think, and it's better. Most of you have it switched off anyways. You can switch off the cameras. Thank you. So when we talk about authority, this is just a slide that you can see all these different authorities in one place. And you can also see the percentages, how they're represented in the world. You can find these percentages on Jovian Archive website. And you can look at authorities in this order as like the seniority. So, 2 is higher than 1, 3 is higher than 2. And what it means is not that one authority is better or more important than the other, but it means that whenever throat is defined, for example, we're already talking at the very least about environmental personal authority, the mental projector, right? And, the deeper we go into the body, the deeper we go into the world of forms, into the material world, all the way to solar plexus and its crises and passions and desires and relational intelligence. The deeper we go in the body graph with the definition, every time we take another step, that center takes precedence over the previous centers, the ones above. So whenever you have a splenic authority, it means, even if there is anything defined above spleen, spleen is always the authority with exception, of course, sacral and solar plexus, they cannot be defined. But if there is a sacral defined, even if there is a spleen defined, it's a sacral in authority. And if there is a solar plexus defined, then you can have generators, projectors, manifestors who have solar plexus center defined. They all have this inner authority in the solar plexus. So before we go into this further, let's see. The question is, what is the authority making decisions about? It's an interesting question. I think it's funny that I didn't think of it myself. This is something that my teacher, Genoa, pointed out, and he says, well, what is the authority making decisions about? It's obvious. The authority is making decisions about that which enters into us through our openness, right? That means anything that's open, that's undefined in our chart, all these things are relational. Every place that's open, every center, every gate that's not activated is what we have a relationship with, right? I mean, of course, there is the other side of openness, not just the wisdom. There is a part of conditioning, obviously, and openness is a big topic. I did speak about it last year, actually, at the Rave Marathon, and the presentation is available on YouTube. So, what I did last year, I spoke about the not self and how it's made into enemy, but it's actually just a misinterpretation of the openness. How, we need to start looking at the openness in a proactive way. What is it we're looking at when we have an open G? Well, we're looking at other people, their identity, where they're headed, and all of that. So, authority is making decisions about that which enters into us through our openness. Now, as I said, how do we know the authority is telling us something? How do we recognize it? Where in your body do you experience it? Whatever authority it is, how do you experience it? That is a real question. That is what I want to talk to you about. and what I want to invite you to pay attention to, because learning to recognize this felt sense is actually what human design is all about. I mean, like being in touch with the authority is what it's all about. It's